There's what you call direct command responsibility for an event. The persons who chaired that commission, Emil Shock, Patrick Achampong, now Supreme Court Justice, Henrietta Mensah Bonsu, are persons who understand the law, possibly better than you and I, by way of experience. They have evaluated all the circumstances and believe that he's ultimately responsible. But let me even make another instance. His first entry into our politics was to attempt contesting the Suhun MPP primaries. Go back and look at his sordid record with violence. Now, this is a man who repeatedly, not once, had made the point either about the MPP not handing over power or, as he pointed out in Sawam, that they would do everything. And he repeats, those who do not agree, he uses the word, they can go and bend the sea. I want to make the point that today, just a day or so after making that reckless, irresponsible statement, you have seen him equivocating. He's basically saying something, trying to water down exactly what he said. That is that tells you the personality that we are dealing with. Obviously split. And this is a person that you and I ought to be careful about. I have said earlier in the morning that Brian Achampong has once worked with the U.S. military. The U.S. embassy, for that matter, must begin to question and, as it were, monitor the conduct of Brian Achampong relative to the peace of this country. The United States of America has a lot of business interest and investment in this country. I strongly believe these reckless comments associated with Brian Achampong have the potential of undermining the peace of this country. And I want to urge the diplomatic community to begin to look at these comments. Beyond that, I strongly believe that the Peace Council, moral society in this country, must begin to look at the speech by Brian Achampong. I am not surprised though.
But his point really is that they are a political party. The only way they have known how to win power is to use a legal process. You win it and win it properly. So if it says that they will use whichever means, that should be looked at within the limits of how they have won elections in the past.
Salon, you cannot romanticize his speech. His speech is direct. He's not a toddler. Brian doesn't come across as a good example, obviously even for his children. He speaks.
No, I think that's a bit too far, Eduji. That's a bit too far to bring in his children and say he's not a good example to them.
Hold on.
I think that's a bit too far. So you may Eduji. I mean, let's agree to disagrey. That's actually a bit too far. I mean, you can make your point without drawing in all these people.
Salon, would you, say this in front of your children?
You're speaking to a political rally. I mean, we're speaking to a political rally.
Would you mount a political rally and say the things Brian is saying? Would you do that?
No, the point really is what I mean. Politicians, we know, and it's a problem we've been dealing with. That when you guys mount platforms, I mean, you say all manner of things, and here he is saying that perhaps he could have said it another way, but what he meant was what he just explained to us.
You see, Salom, that is the problem we have. When people speak recklessly, it can be me. You should have the courage to tell me, Eduji, you never spoke well.
But that's what we just did. I mean, we pointed it out that the comments were quite reckless. Yeah.
So no. I am just putting it to you, right? That this is not the first time Brian is speaking this way. You recall the MPP had a rally somewhere at Bekifi or so. He repeated the same. So it is becoming one too many. And you cannot, with respect, use your esteemed platform, as it were, to try to water down the impact and describe it as campaign platform talk. No. What we should all understand, that the peace of Ghana is what we all cherish. If you listen to him carefully, he didn't say, we are going to win the votes of the people. He didn't say that. He said, we are going to win the election, whatever method. Even you. I listened to you carefully when you were interviewing him. You felt that the choice of words was not proper. Why are you trying to water down the impact? It is what it is. And that is what I am saying, that we must always remember that we have only one Ghana. There is no MPP Ghana. There is no NDC Ghana. The peace of this country is what we all cherish. At the end of the day, Senor, it is about all of us marketing our collective ideas. At the end of the day, the one with superior ideas gets to win the mandate of the people.
Very well.
Now, when you speak in the manner in which Brian speaks, it suggests a sinister motive relative to winning an election. And that you should be concerned about. And that is why I am saying the international community, particularly the U.S. Embassy, the U.S. where he trained as a military officer, must begin to monitor his conduct, his comments relative to the upcoming election, particularly because of the strategic U.S. investment in this country. Anything untoward has the potential of undermining the peace and security. Brian, I have always known, is a coward. When he attempted buying the underpriced hotels owned by Smith, just a threat from organized labor was enough for him to get him running away from the transaction. He should never, even in his wildest dream, try to undermine the collective will and intelligence of the people of this country. We may be quiet.
Very well.
We may be silent. But we should never take us for granted.
Very well.
At all.
Very well. Thank you so much, Eduji Tamaklo, head of the NDC Legal Directorate, speaking to us or giving his reaction to Brian Champon's comment at that event over the weekend. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We will take a short break. When we return, we'll give you more. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Ugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay way now, pay there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Yo, Anna. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel. Say Excellium. Choose Excellium. Choose quality.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Details of our stories now. The total value of mobile money transactions for the first half of 2024 has hit 1.2 trillion cedis. This is according to the 2024 FinTech Sector Report released by the FinTech and Innovation Office at the Bank of Ghana. Here is more.
Per the data, the 1.2 trillion Ghana cedi mark represents a 37.3% increase from the 901 billion cedis transactions value recorded in the second quarter of 2023. The recorded volume of mobile money transactions within the review period was 1.94 billion. According to the FinTech Office, registered mobile money accounts rose by 2.4% to 69.3 million in the second quarter of 2024, with active mobile money accounts also registering a 4.3% increase to 24.4 million at the end of the second quarter of 2024. Registered mobile money agents in the second quarter of 2024 grew by 1.6% to 848,000, with 551,000 of the agents being active, marking a 2.6% quarter-on-quarter decrease in active mobile money agents. Meanwhile, the total amount of mobile money with telcos that have been kept with commercial banks reached 115 billion cedis.
That was a News Desk report. The World Bank in its 8th Ghana Economic Update has indicated that more than half of the 23 banks operating in Ghana are well positioned and do not require recapitalization. Here is a News Desk report.
According to the World Bank, within a year, most banks successfully achieved 2/3 of the required recapitalization target, originally set to be completed in 3 years. The Bank of Ghana anticipates that early completion of these recapitalization efforts will bolster the banking sector's resilience, enabling it to provide robust support for the recovery of the real economy. The Bank of Ghana also noted that banks impacted by the domestic debt exchange program in 2023 continued to implement the approved capital restoration strategies in accordance with the central bank's guidelines. The 8th Ghana Economic Update from the Bretton Woods Institution highlighted that the banking sector is now stronger and better capitalized than during the domestic debt exchange program. With increased profitability, though some emerging risks remain. Specifically, banks have seen significant improvement in profitability, with return on equity after tax surging to 34.2% in December 2023, up from negative 34.4% in December 2022. Similarly, return on assets climbed to 5.4% from negative 3.8% over the same period.
Let's stay with the World Bank's 8th Ghana Economic Update report. Now, due to limited access to international market, the government financing from 2024 to 2026 is expected to rely primarily on multilateral and bilateral partners, as well as domestic treasury bills.
The World Bank indicates that until 2027, Ghana will mainly depend on T-bills, multilateral institutions, and other bilateral lenders for financing. Between 2023 and 2026, the World Bank is projected to disburse approximately $3 billion, including around $1.4 billion for project loans.
Investigators to monitor and combat the smuggling of goods into the country. They believe that implementing this initiative could significantly reduce instances of tax evasion and the undercutting of local businesses by smugglers offering cheaper prices. This call comes in response to concerns raised by the Association of Ghana Industries over the increasing influx of smuggled goods. In an interview with Citi Business News, tax analyst Geoffrey Okanse emphasized the need for a more efficient investigative system.
These goods are sold on markets. Sardonically, I wonder what the local government forces are doing. The Ministry of Trade should take interest in this. The security services should be interested, because you can collect these goods and you can notice even in tobacco, that is actually a bad product, you still see illicit tobacco products. You can see all these products and then you can identify the cloth, textile industry. It's been crippled because of this illicit influx of materials from China that are flooding our markets. But I'm saying they are on public market spaces. So if we get a good investigative system in place, we can clamp down on these operators and then also ensure that not only seizing, but then go to the taproot of ensuring to see who are bringing them in.
Geoffrey Okanse is a tax analyst and in Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Point Blank on Eyewitness News. My name is Selom Adonu. We have two issues for you on Point Blank tonight. The High Court recently ruled in favor of Tobinco Pharmaceuticals in a matter where the Food and Drugs Authority said some imports or some drugs they imported into the country were substandard. Went ahead to ban some partners of Tobinco and a few other things. It took a while. Courts this month favor of Tobinco. I want to speak to the company, Tobinco Pharmaceuticals, on what the judgment means to them. The court gave them as well. Head of Regulatory Affairs at Tobinco Pharmaceuticals, Justice Philip Annan, joins me on the line for some quick interview. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. For those who have not been following or who did not follow the court proceedings and the events leading to the institution of the suit, can you refresh our minds on why Tobinco went to court?
Yeah, good evening, Salom, and good evening to your cherished listeners. If you can cast your mind back about 10, 11 years ago, during the latter part of 2013, there were so many issues in the media space concerning Tobinco, and then Dr. Stephen Okunis led FD claiming that some products that we've imported into the country were fake, and then they instituted name calling of our boss as a drug baron, and then he also caused the arrest of my boss and his partners at the BNI headquarters, and then later they were sent to Nima police station. Of all of these, we maintain our innocence, and we maintain that the drugs that we were importing into the country were of the required standard and quality, and that we've done anything wrong. And that we're also of the view that Dr. Stephen Oponi was going above board and abusing his authorities. So we took the view that we needed to get vindication from the appropriate courts. And that is why we took it to court, thinking that the court will give us the verdict that is needed. And exactly what we were hoping for has been given to us by the court.
I see. So what did the court say in essence? What reliefs did the court grant you?
For us and my boss, it has taken us a long time and hard work to build the reputation and the brand name. Tobinco is now a household name, and it was a household name then too. So for some names to be associated with a brand and then the person of our bosses, we thought that it didn't go down well with us, and that is why we took it to court. So the first thing that we're seeking is for the court to, vindicate us and declare us as clean, and then we did not seek any other thing but to make sure that the customers that we deal with will still have the confidence in us that our products that we were importing and still importing are of the standard quality. And that is exactly what the court did for us. So it's about we clearing ourselves of importing fake drugs into the country.
I see. So did the court give some costs against the FDA in your favor and all of that?
Yes.
Damages, etc.
The court did. According to our lawyers, whatever that we're seeking for, there will be some kind of compensation as to the damages that has been done to the name of the company and the person of my CEO. So the court did give us some monies to compensate us. But I always say that that money will never be enough for the damages that we incur during and after the impasse.
I see. Thank you so much, and congratulations on this this victory, if I may call it so. And we thank you for speaking to us this evening on Eyewitness News. Justice.
Thank you very much, Salome, and your cherished listeners.
Thank you. So that was Justice Philip Annan, Head of Regulatory Affairs at Tobinco Pharmaceuticals. The court, earlier this month, passed a judgment or a verdict which cleared the company. The company had gone to court over some matters with the FDA in 2019. The FDA, they went to court in 2019 following the FDA's comment that they imported some substandard drugs into the country and also banned one of their partners abroad from dealing with them, Bliss GVS Pharma Limited, who they say was then a principal business partner from exporting drugs into Ghana, and labeled Tobinco's drugs as fake, leading to the confiscation of drugs, from its warehouses and all of that. So that's just what we have done. The other issue has to do with the matter concerning so-called secret recruitment into the security services. The minority in Parliament had been announcing that its investigations suggested that the government was secretly recruiting into the security services, the police, the immigration, the police services, the prison services, etc. And the response from the government was that these were backlogs. They were clearing backlogs from 2021. And the question was, how do you clear the backlog? And so they say in a new statement issued today that it has come to their notice that, certain newspaper adverts have been posted in respect of the same matter they had petitions charged over. Indeed, the petitions charged to investigate whether indeed there were secret recruitments ongoing into the security services. So secret means without notice. So now the Interior Ministry, according to the minority, is placed adverts in key newspapers advertising places for in the security services. And this is what the minority is finding very awkward, given that it is a subject of investigation. Let's speak to the deputy ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament, Peter Lanchini Tobu. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News, or welcome to Point Blank, really. So you raised a concern. The government is gone ahead to try to correct the errors that you spotted, and you have a problem with that.
Good evening, Salam, and good evening to our cherished listeners. Recruitment into the security services over the years has always been a very transparent process because we are building stronger institutions to anchor our democracy. Recruitment into the Ghana Police Service is so open to the point that we are talking about Ghanaians who are qualified within the design criteria of the Ghana Police Service. And same applies to the Ghana Armed Forces, the Ghana Immigration Service, the National Fire Service, and the Ghana Prison Service. What happened? And the minority leader, Honorable Atoforson, raised a concern at a press conference, had to do with the fact that we had information that the MPP government under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, with Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia as the head of the police council, they distributed slots to MPP parliamentary candidates. And they insisted that people with MPP background, solid MPP background, should be the only people who are qualified to join these security institutions. And we thought that was a very unfortunate thing in our democracy. After almost 32 years of the Fourth Republic, we should be seen to be doing better. But
that claim has been disputed. I mean, so it's not as if it's a claim that went without challenge. The fact that they were distributing slots to MPP candidates to be given to core MPP people, that claim has been roundly disputed. So I think we need to take that into account.
I am quite sure if we hadn't raised it, all of us in this country have been there, and you have seen people going to training or going for training in the various security institutions without any process of recruitment. But when we raised it, they realized that it was not the right thing to do, and Ghanaians were quite aware. The youth were worried about the fact that all of us are Ghanaian. We want equal access to equal opportunities. So if there are opportunities available, let us all have the opportunity to try our luck. Nobody should be selectively given the opportunity to go. So when we raised it, they decided that, okay, if that is the case, let's publish it. And they're talking about the backlog. That backlog is in history not the right thing to do. Listen, we are so much worried about these things because looking at what happened in Techmansaf in 2020, we are suspecting if political vigilantes or political goons will be pushed into the security forces and they are made to wear uniform. With this election 2024 ahead of us, we will be looking at a very chaotic situation. What happened in Techmansaf, that somebody in uniform can go and shoot and kill and cannot be identified, in security protocols, it is absolutely not possible. Because when you are given the gun, and there is an opportunity for you to use that gun, and you are justified to use that gun, you shoot and boldly walk and go and report yourself that I have shot and I have killed because I was justified to do it. Anybody in uniform who shoots and kills and will not be found is a criminal because there are justifications for the use of firearm. So if you meet the justification and you use it, there is no way for you to disappear. You should be bold enough to report. So we are preventing chaos by saying that let recruitment follow the normal procedure, let it be transparent, let access be open to everybody, equal opportunity to all people.
And exactly what they are doing now. But you have been in the sector. What does backlog mean? Does it mean that last year and the years before there were no recruitments and that is what they are consolidating now and getting them into the services? Is that the case?
No. Backlog in the security sector actually means that you have done the recruitment and you've gotten the number that is required to go for training. And probably you don't have the capacity to train all of them at a go. For instance, if Ghana Prison Service is supposed to recruit 2,000 because they've gotten financial clearance to recruit 2,000 people, and after the recruitment, the capacity of their training school at the time can take 1,000. So when they fill the training school with 1,000 recruits for training, the other 1,000 that is on standby is called a backlog. So after the training of the 2,000, the only thing you do is to go for another financial clearance and start the process again. You cannot go back into history and say, oh yes, about 40,000 people applied. I've picked the best 2,000, but I want to go back to look at the other 38,000 that were remaining. I want to pick some from there. What we should be doing, always pick the best. If 100,000 people apply and you are picking only 2,000, pick the best 2,000. And what it means is that with time, we'll be creating the best Ghana Police Service. We'll be creating the best prison service, the best fire service, the best Ghana Armed Forces, and we're building better institutions and stronger institutions that will anchor our democracy. Talking about backlog is a very strange phenomenon. And, well, for us, we believe that every Ghanaian youth requires the opportunity to apply, to join any of these forces. We are not preventing government from recruiting, but what we are saying is that let the process be so transparent. Let the process be so that you are accountable to the people and you are accountable to the law. And just the status quo is so standard that you can't violate it. Recruitment has a standard procedure. Why are we doing all this to ourselves? Meanwhile, Shiraj is investigating the matter. I am surprised that the matter is before Shiraj, and I'm seeing adverts in the newspapers. I don't know whether they are disregarding what Shiraj is doing. But I don't work with Shiraj. We're still waiting for what Shiraj
No, but I'm not sure Shiraj's investigation will injunct anything the security services would do, because we can't say that because the matter is with Siraj, we should stop taking people into the security services. It's a very important institution. We need the security services. So if there is a space to take people, we have to do that while the Siraj investigation is ongoing. Unless, of course, Siraj says that allowing the recruitment to proceed will have an effect on its investigation. But Siraj hasn't said anything like that. So I'm not sure if the security agencies are to wait without doing anything. It may take a whole year before Siraj finishes and they will have no recruitments. I don't think that's what you're calling for.
What I'm saying is that Siraj has been petitioned to look into unfair recruitment practices that is evolving. And Siraj is still looking at the matter. And gradually what we are complaining against is continuing. And if Siraj thinks that it will not impair their investigative processes, we don't have a problem. But what we are saying is that we want the recruitment process to respect the standard operating procedure as has been established over the years. What is a backlog? A backlog of people who were disqualified in the past, that when you go even to the police website on the 7th of July 2023, it was there. We are done with our backlog. So if we are done with our backlog, the next time you want to recruit, you go to fresh recruitment. A lot of people who completed school in 2022, 2023, and even 2024, they also have the hope of joining the security services. Why won't you open it up? And if you think that they've been buying forms all the time and they're getting frustrated, government has the capacity to say recruitment processes is free of cost. Nobody should buy any form. Government can absorb that cost. Go to the UK. You find police officers convincing people the benefits of policing and telling people to come and join the police. You don't need to pay any money to join police. And we can do that in this country. And all the young people who have the opportunity to go and try their luck will be excited. And if you're lucky to get through, that is it. If you're not lucky, you try your luck next time.
So your point really is that if there should be recruitment, there should be no restriction in terms of backlog. It should be open for everybody. Is that the point?
If there is recruitment, let it be open to all.
Yeah,
access, opportunities to everybody.
It could be open to all, but the problem you fear that slots have been distributed to people will still happen because everybody may apply, but they may know the people they will take, and so it comes back to the same thing, doesn't it?
And that is why Siraj is investigating the alleged misappropriation of public and a practice that is so alien to our security sector. And Siraj will have to investigate that matter. But that notwithstanding, let's all beware that this democracy that we practice for more than 3 decades is anchored on a very solid security foundation. And anything that happens to our security sector will have dire consequences on our democracy.
Will you consider writing to Siraj to bring this to their notice that despite the pendency of the petition before them to investigate the matter, I mean, this is what is happening. I mean, advertisements have been placed in papers, etc. Will you bring this to Siraj's notice?
I'm sure that Siraj is part of this country. It's not like putting the case before court. And the court is yet to hear the case, and the other party is continuing to do what they want to do because probably there's no official injunction on the matter. I'm sure it's for respect for the court, you wouldn't do that. And for respect for Siraj, I am sure that what is happening now should be stopped. And let's look at what will clear the system. So all of us, as Ghanaian people, will believe that recruitment security sector respect the rules and regulations of the various security agencies. And we are going to build a solid Ghana police service, a very functional Ghana immigration service, a very professional Ghana prison service, and at least a fire service that is responsive to our needs.
I see. You're also calling on the some institutions of state, the Peace Council, Christian Council of Ghana, Office of the National Chief Imam, etc. What do you want them to do about this? Siraj has been seized with the matter. What do you want these institutions to do?
These institutions have mandates to ensure that they study early warning signs vis-a-vis potential conflict. Electoral processes, if they go bad, they can endanger the security of the nation. But we are saying, if you allow people who are not supposed to be in uniform to get into the uniform, they are more dangerous to our state security than anything we can think of. So gradually, you will find people who are not supposed to be in uniform wearing uniform. And I've always said, 10 armed robbers are less dangerous compared to one criminal who finds himself wearing the uniform. Because anybody who sees you are so comfortable, this is a soldier or this is a police officer, but in fact it is a uniform that you are seeing. But in that uniform is a criminal, and that is very dangerous because it's deceptive. So we are saying that let the government do what they know doing best and what has been the practice over the years. Open it up, let's screen the people, let's pick up the best, and let's continue to build our state institutions like the security sector. And gradually all of us will be happy people. So Peace Council, don't sit down and wait. When there is trouble, then you begin to talk about peace. When you see early signs or early warning signs picking up in a democracy, take a step and please nip it in the bud. If it is bad, it is bad. And we see it to be very bad and very dangerous.
I see. So Siraj has been called in to do something. Some institutions of state, Peace Council, etc., have also been called in to do something. If the situation persists, what can the minority do?
Beautiful. If the situation persists, it's not even about the minority. If the situation persists, the minority have brought the issue to the limelight. All of you, journalists, all of us, market women, everybody whose son is in school and have completed and is hoping to get a job, everybody will rise up and say, if it is wrong, and the minority is saying it, we are going to stand with the minority and support them and reverse the wrong. I think all of us should fight together as people of the country who are citizens and not spectators.
Very well. Thank you so much, the Honorable Peter Lanchini. But let me just pick your thoughts on a security matter or matter that people think is a security one. I mean, over the weekend, Brane Champon addressing the rally somewhere made some comments. They'll win the election using whatever means. Some of your colleagues think that the comments were not appropriate. You have a security background, same as Brani Champon. Given your security background, do you find that comment problematic, or you think it's political talk that both parties engage in, and both parties must ensure that their speeches ahead of elections are seasoned? What do you make of that?
My brother Brian is just trying to inspire his people to have hope in an election that they have lost already. And in doing that, he's becoming a bit reckless, because I've known him for some time. You don't go on a political platform, the cloud that you have, the experience that you have, your background in security, you don't go on a political platform to make such statements. Those are unguided statements. And for me, knowing who he is and knowing the political terrain and believing the fact that they have lost the elections already, let them say the worst. But when the results are declared in the favor of a different political party, I know nobody will dare say, I will not hand over power. Because the power belongs to the people, and the people have opted to give it to somebody else. Whoever is representing us now, cannot say, I am not going to hand over. If you are not going to hand over, when will you survive in this country? I mean, you can't do that. We've been in this democracy for almost more than 3 decades. We are experiencing, we are growing. And nobody will want us to go back into the dark days. You'll be pushed out in a second for you to do what is right. Hand over to the person who has won the elections.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Peter Lanchini Tobu, Deputy Ranking Member of the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament. Thank you so much for speaking to us tonight on Point Blank or Eyewitness News. Eyewitness News or Point Blank. This is how we conclude today's edition of the program. Let me just take a few of your messages that have come through and we've not been able to read them. Paul Jr. in Ahafumim says it's about time the executives of the MPP tamed Brani Champon as his comments disperse the flock rather than bringing them back home. Daniel Akpaliok in Sandema says the comments of Brani Champon are unwarranted, unacceptable, and appalling to say the least. These comments are not too good for the peace and harmony of our nation. Papa Yoga says that the statement made by Ghana's Agric Minister is deeply concerning and unacceptable. Democracy thrives on respect and differing opinions. From Baba Chairman in Tamale says there is absolutely nothing wrong with what Honorable Brani Champon said. Indeed, the MPP will leave no stone unturned, and we have the imam and the pastors and the traditionalists to help us in that regard. Brian Insian from Gary said Brani Champon, as a key figure and a minister for our Greek, should indeed be mindful of his statements. Ghana being a democratic nation with citizens of sound judgment deserves leaders who promote unity rather than division. This one from Kwabna, Emmanuel from Achimota said, good evening, Salon. Brani Champon must be arrested because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. Well, this is how we conclude today's edition of the program, which came to you live from our studios here at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka in Accra. The show is being produced by Nana Kobna Wilson with assistance from Bevlin in London. Production assistance is being given by Emmanuel Latte, social media support by Edwin Kwakofi earlier, and then of course Chris Asime assisted in production. Earlier you heard Hawa Mustafa, and my name is Salom Adunu. Thanks so much for doing the listening. Have a good evening. Up next is Footprint with a Ghanaian boxing legend Azuma Nelson. Have a good evening.